Hey everybody, Tony Zalecki, and today's video is going to be about the event that just happened in Las Vegas, Nevada last weekend, a couple days ago actually, right? It was GoPro, and I'm going to share with you my biggest takeaways from it. Some of you were there in person, some of you watched online like I watched online. So in the comments, if you were a part of GoPro either in person or virtually watching, just put go in the comments. I'd love to see that. And for some of you that don't know me, my name is Tony Zalecki. I've been in the network marketing space now, for over 30 years, and been building something brand new with Sarah and a bunch of other incredible people these last, 6, 7, 8 months. And I want to really give you my take from GoPro, and it's going to help you understand where you need to be as you close out this year and go into 2026. It's going to really give you kind of a perspective that I believe you need to hear, you need to see, you need to be a part of, because it's only going to help you make more money, help you grow, help you tell your story better, and help you win bigger, because I think that's what everybody wants in our space. But I really want to break it down because, one of the things I loved about GoPro is that you get a chance to hear so many different stories. You get a chance to hear so many different, strategies and DMOs and things people are doing to create a ton of success. And what I want to do is take 3-4 days and really bring it to you in the next 20 minutes, because I believe the people that implement this are going to be the ones that, go off and really say, wow, I use these 3, 4, 5 things Tony talked about, and look at where I'm at today. So let's jump into it right now, and let me know where you're viewing today, and replayers, what's going on. But let me know where you're watching this from today. I would love to know. Okay, the first thing I got from it is this, is that we always talk about skill sets, right? But we got to get really clear on on all of us, right? Mastering the skills to dominate in 2026. So what does that mean, mastering the skills? Okay, this means starting real conversations. This means following up like a pro. This means closing without pressure. This means creating an incredible customer experience. This means being known for that one thing. Like if I was to ask you, and I saw PK on here earlier, PK, like, what are you known for in this space? What are you known for in your company? What are you known for in your team? What would you say? And I'll ask anybody that question. Hey, Janet, how you doing? Good to see you on. What are you known for? So let's get back to starting real conversations and mastering this skill. Like people say, well, Tony, I get the conversation piece. I get this all the time. But how do I master it? You know how you master the conversation piece? It's just go start having a bunch of conversations every single day. Online, offline. Talk as much as you can possibly talk. You know why? Because mastering and starting real conversations, it's just you being a good human, you going back and forth with somebody, you listening, you finding out kind of maybe what some of their goals, dreams, pain points are, obstacles, challenges, and being like a good person and helping them and giving them great advice and leaving them going, man, that guy David, wow, incredible dude. Like, wow, I just had the most amazing conversation with David, right? Because again, when you're pitching all the time, when you're selling all the time, when you need someone to join your business all the time, when you have commission breath all the time, when you're just like, I have to get you into my business, that's the only reason why I'm talking to you, those conversations don't really go far. Those conversations end, and not on a positive note. So think about this. If I was to give you an assignment today and says, you know what? Every day, I want you to go start 5 new conversations. And all I want you to do, whether it's online, that'll be probably, in my opinion, a lot easier than offline. But if you were to go start 5 a day, and you were to go and friend people up, and you were to start asking them questions about their kids, their family, their career, maybe their network marketing business, some of their goals, some of their dreams, what's the best thing that happened to them the last couple months, right? Whatever that is. And you start actually having a conversation. Someone said this the other day to me, I got to say this, and they're like, well, Tony, that takes time and work. Well, let me ask you a question. I get that it takes time and work. And listen, I don't have a lot of patience. I don't know about you. If you have a lot of patience, put that in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on this. But here's the thing. Like, if your whole job is to create and to start real conversations, and you know you could make 6 figures from it in 2026, would you put a little bit more time into it? Give me a yes or no in the comments. Would you, be more patient? Would you go the extra mile with people? Would you spend more time getting to know somebody, listening more, giving them better advice, giving them something that they definitely want and they need, but they just haven't been able to find? Yeah, the answer would that be yes, I would assume, right? So start real conversations. Follow up like a pro. Like, I love the people that start all these conversations and they got so much going on. And then I'm like, well, who'd you follow up with? How many of those have you followed up with? Like, I have people all the time, 50 conversations, 25 conversations, 100 conversations. Man, Tony, my inbox is flooded right now. I'm like, awesome. Check that box, right? But did you follow up with any of them? Maybe a couple. Well, actually, how many? Well, actually one. Well, you said you had 30 conversations. You only followed up with one person? Like, you didn't keep that conversation going? And here's what I will tell you with follow-up is when you have good intuition, I know you do. And when the time is right, needs to be months. It doesn't need to be years. Doesn't need to be weeks. Doesn't even sometimes need to be days. It's when you feel really good and the connection is there and you can ask Barbara, hey, Barbara, you know what? We've been talking now the last couple days. Hey, Barbara, we've been talking now the last couple weeks. Hey, Barbara, now we've been kind of going back the last couple months. And, thank you for just sharing your heart with me. And thank you for, just being open and upfront and honest. But I want to talk to you about something. Based on what we've talked about these last couple days, I want to show you something because I think this could be something that really changes your life in a positive way. Why? Because what you told me the last couple conversations, just let me show it to you. Let me send something over. I want you to take a look at it and I'll follow back up and we can talk about what I just sent you, right? Something like that. But when the time is right, you want to drop it in there. Hey, Sandy, when the time is right, you want to add them to a group. When the time is right, you want to put them in a chat. When the time is right, you want to invite them to see what your product, your business, your service is all about, right? So make sure you're following up. Closing without pressure. If people know you're desperate, if people think and feel that you're only starting a conversation to close them into your business and to close them into your product or service, guess what? Will it work? Sometimes, probably. I would say yes to that. Are you going to get all the results you think you're going to get? Probably not. Like, you don't have to close being so desperate with pressure, being angry, raising your voice, making them feel inadequate. Like, you can get them a part of what you're doing, product and business, if you do it with grace, if you do it with humility, if you do it with compassion, if you do it, by being a good human, if you do it by, giving them a solution the right way to all their obstacles and problems they've just been talking about the last couple days, weeks, or months. Yes, you can do that. Creating a customer experience, right? I think for most people, you just sell something one time and then you kind of move on and go to the next person, right? And I get that piece. But when you have a customer in our business, and I'm going to talk about this later, customers are gold. Customers are everything, right? Because if you treat a customer the right way, if you bring on a customer into your business, if you show a customer that you really care and it's more about you just making that sale or you about making that first commission or you about just getting them involved in what you're doing, if they know on the other side that, man, holy cow, this is the most incredible thing and I'm feeling it and I'm loving this, you can keep that customer for a long, 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 long time. I want you to think about this. What if you brought in 25, 30 customers over the next, 60 days, and you kept those customers for the next 10 years in your business? What would happen? Think about that. What if you brought in, 50 customers, in the next quarter, right? The next 4 months, and you kept those customers for the next 20 years in your business? What would that look like, right? So you've got to think about creating a customer experience. And I'll talk about this in a little bit, back to customers. But here's another thing. What are you known for? I want you to put in the chat right now, what are you going to be known for? Chantel, Lisa, what are you going to be known for? as we close the year out and go into 2026? Are you going to be known for the person that brings the most energy every single day to the people in your circle? Are you going to be known for the person that goes live all the time, sharing great content? Are you going to be the person that's known for, contribution and giving back and blessing as many people as possible? Are you going to be the person known for filling up events, being relentless about getting and promoting events like no one else has promoted anything in their life? Like, what are you going to be known for? Think about that, because I think for you to get really good at what you're doing this year and for you to really go to another level, you've got to focus on that one thing and drive it home. I promise you it works. Here's the second thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about AI. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because I'm going to do another live on this in the next couple of weeks. But using AI, everybody at GoPro talked about AI and using it to help build, to help scale, to help create more, conversations and viewers and, get more people connected to you, right? And AI is a gift if it's ran and done the right way. I'll just tell you this, AI is incredible. So what we're doing, Sarah and I, because we love this AI tool, like incredible. It's unbelievable what's going on with it. No one's seen it yet, but we're putting together an AI guide for all of you for free. So it's going to be like 50 AI prompts to getting more views, getting more comments, setting and getting more conversations, and it's free. You're going to just get it. So if you're interested when that is released in the next week or two, just put AI in the comments. I'll make sure to send you that so that you can use that guide. And I'm telling you, this will be the hottest guide anyone's seen in the AI space in 2026. I mean, this thing we've been working on for a long time, and it is so flipping good. And again, it's not going to replace you. Just know that. It's just going to help you build faster, scale quicker. Hey, Chrissy, get more views, get more conversations, get more comments, get people to come over the line faster with you. It's going to be absolutely remarkable. So let's talk about customer acquisition, because that was the third thing that I got from the GoPro weekend is, customer acquisition. And you have to get this piece. It is the new flex in our space. When I started in network marketing, it was all about recruit, and keep recruiting. And there's still a place for that here, so don't get me wrong. That is a big part of our business still. But customer acquisition and customer volume and customer retention is where it's at. Why is that so important? Why is that so crucial? Because again, your business should be 70, 80, 90% customer volume. Your business should have subscriptions that customers reorder every single month, whether it's one product, one service, multiple services, multiple products, whether they bundle things, right? But the product piece is so important when it comes to consumers. So work on what your customers look like this next year. Like your goal should be, how many customers am I bringing into my business every month? How many customers am I growing in my customer pod? That's what we call it here, every single month. How big is my customer volume every single month? What is my goal? How much money do I want to make on customer volume every single month? See, I work with people every day and they're like, Tony, this month I'm making $500 on my customer pod. That's their customer volume. Some of that is new customers. Some of that is reorders, right, from retention. So there's some people I'm working with, they're like, I'm making $2,000 this month. It's Christmas, I'm making $5,000 this month. Just off my customer volume, just off my customer pod, just off my customer retention. Like, I love that part of network marketing today. See, when I first got in, everyone was like, no, you don't get customers. Don't even bother getting customers. Who can remember that? Put that in the comments if you can remember that. But I remember people were like, no, don't get customers. Just recruit. Customers are a waste of time. And then our last brand that we helped start back in 2013, we came in there and the first thing I said to the people that I was going to be working with was, listen, if this isn't all about customers, and I said this 12, 13 years ago, if this isn't all about customers, I have no interest. If you don't have a customer pay plan attached to the building side of this company, I have no interest. If you're going to talk all about recruiting and you're going to make fun of people who get customers, I have no interest. If you're going to set it all up for the trips and for the bonuses and for the incentives and for walking the stage with recognition, all about building, all about, team building and recruiting, I have no interest. Because after 30 years in this space, I know the secret sauce. I know the stickiness. You know what it is? It's customers. You know what it is? It's customer volume. You know what it is? It's customer retention. You know what it is? It's customers propagating customers, propagating customers, propagating customers, propagating customers, and having more customers than you know what to do with. Think about that. You're doing $100,000 a month in sales in your personal customer pod and your team customer pods. And you have 100K coming in every single month in your pod and your team's pods. And it's all customers. 100,000 in business. Would you be excited? Would you be like, man, my business is exciting. It's sticky. Man, I know what my business is going to do every month because I know what those subscriptions look like. I know how more customers are bringing more customers in every single month, right? You can track all that stuff. That's the headspace I want you to get into, right? And then you put the team building with that, which, is done a unique way in our world today. And man, you have the perfect business, right? Okay, here's the fourth thing is your leadership, right? Your leadership needs to be visible and it needs to be vulnerable. I see so many people just doing the highlight reel today. They just do the highlight reel. I fell into that space. It was the highlight reel for me for a long time. And then I started sharing my journey, right? And then I started sharing, my setbacks and my lessons and what I had to do to rebuild. And when I, lost people that I brought into the business, when people that I thought would follow me didn't follow me, when people that, started rank advancing, all of a sudden quit and went to another company, right? And you talk about that and you're open about that and you create, what I call, you want to be very accessible, right? And so many people want to be flawless. And I'm like, stop. That doesn't work today anymore. Everyone knows you're full of crap. Everyone knows you're not perfect. Everyone knows, oh man, I made all this money from day one. I never had an issue. I never had a challenge. I never had a problem. And man, I'm sitting at the top of the mountain now. This is amazing. Like, that is not true. It just isn't true. And if that's you, tell me that's you in the comments and prove me wrong. Because all I know is this, is that this business is challenging. You do have obstacles, right? You have to go live sometimes and you don't feel like it. You know why I'm going live right now? Because I was coming back from Florida last night and snowstorm and planes, push back hours and, trying to get back in here to Minneapolis from Sarasota, Florida last night. And I was tired and I didn't want to go live this morning. But you know what? Sometimes you got to go live even when you don't feel like it. Give me your thoughts on that in the comments. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes you got to go live even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you got to go have conversations even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you got to go be vulnerable and tell that story even when you don't want to feel like it. Sometimes you got to go and share some of the things that almost washed you out of this business, even if you don't feel like it. You know why you need to do that? Because that's leadership. You know why you need to do that? Because that's you taking it up a notch, stepping into a level that you're going to move some people. You're going to inspire some people. Like, you're going to go live today, or you're going to do a business Zoom today, or you're going to make a post today, or you're going to do a story or a reel, or you're going to be doing something. And I promise you this, you probably don't want to do it. You're going to probably have to convince yourself and push yourself today to do it, whatever it is. And you are going to help somebody today. You might even help dozens of people today. You might even help hundreds of people today. You know what you do today with what I just talked about, that ripple effect 6 months from now might impact thousands of people today. And you don't even know the lives you're changing. You don't even know the impact you're making. You don't even know what you're doing for another human being life. Like, you don't know that, right? Because we can't see all of it. But here's what I want to tell you. That's the leadership that you need to step into in 2026. Someone give me an amen in the comments. And guess what? Don't be flawless. Don't be perfect. And don't think you got to be so proper about everything that you go out and do, because that stuff doesn't sell. That stuff doesn't convert. That stuff people don't believe today. That stuff people are like, oh, wow, they're fake. Oh, wow, that ain't real. Oh, wow, that's a bunch of crap. Oh, wow, they're full of crap, right? I mean, that's the kind of stuff you get, right? And here's the fifth thing I want to talk about, right? And I'll recap them after this one, is duplication needs to be so simple, so stupid simple, so simple that anybody can do it and you can actually get it, right? Anybody can do it and you can actually get it. So if you have multiple products, instead of trying to sell 20 products, sell one. You know, have a one product entry point. Get the best product that fits with you, or that's the hottest, or that's the most viral with your company, and have a one product entry point. I see so many people trying to sell 15 products, and people are like, they're getting pitched 15 products from this person. Why? Because people pitch me all the time, right? Every day. And I'm just like, dude, I'm like confused. I'm like overwhelmed. I'm like, can you just talk about the best one you like? Can you just, thanks Nancy, can you just like show like the one that is the most popular? Can you just tell me the one to buy that, you know, you think will have the biggest impact on my life right now? I mean, you've just been having a conversation with me the last week. You know me. Don't like try to sell me 15 products. Give me one and make that be an entry point. That's what I mean by stupid, simple duplication, where it's so simple. It's like, here's the product, here's the entry point, you get them using it, you get them sharing it, you get them results. That product now opens up the door to your other products and services. You get that, right? But sometimes you're not going to get them to ever come through the door because you're pitching them everything under the sun. So again, one product point, you know, entry point. Okay, think about that. One simple message. Have your message down. So many people are confused because they hear 20 different messages from you and they're like, huh? Whether that's on your business, whether that's on your vision, your product, or what you're doing. Like, and if you're brand new, and I want to speak to the brand new people today, even if you're rebuilding or you're regrowing your teams or you're with a new company, like have one message of why you're doing what you're doing, right? What got you so excited about it? What you're going to go out and do, and why you want them to be a part of it, and how it's going to impact them. Like, that can be a 30-second message. That can be a minute message. Like, figure out your message point today and drive that message home. You know what I had to do the other day? Because I'm in a new business. I'm working new lines. I'm growing new teams. I just took my notepad out and I did my new message. You know what I mean? For December and going into the new year, of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why I want to work with them, what it's going to do for them, and the impact we're going to have together. You know what I mean? So figure out what your message is, drive it home. One DMO. You know what I mean? You don't need 10 DMOs every single day. What is DMO? You know, daily method of operation. What are you doing every day to move your business forward? Someone told me the other day, well, I do a different DMO every single day. I said, okay, that sounds good. How's it working for you? Well, it's not. My business stinks. It's not converting. I'm confusing people. No one's getting in. And I'm like, okay, do this and do this DMO for the next week and see what happens. And it was all about starting real conversations. And all I wanted them to do was just start as many conversations as possible. And they said, okay, I did it. I got 33 conversations this week started. I haven't had 33 conversations going in years. But why? One DMO, right? Then we can talk about how to pivot from those 33 to get into follow-up mode and close mode for them to join, right? So think about that. One DMO. One onboarding system. You don't need 10 different onboarding systems, right? If you have all these different onboarding systems, you're confusing and slowing and hurting people every single day. People should be able to get started with you, whatever business you're doing, whatever business you're growing. And if you sign me up today in your business, I should be able to go through a couple different steps in 15 minutes, and I should be able to go start making money. I should be able to go start having conversations. I should be able to start going to ATM people and start making my daily pay or my weekly pay or whatever my goals are for my business, right? So again, It's got to be simple. It's got to be stupid simple. Like, it's got to be so simple that I'm like, okay, I'm in. Okay, I just watched this. Okay, I'm making money. And then the next person, okay, I'm in. Okay, I just watched this. Okay, I'm making money. And then the next person, okay, I'm in. Okay, I watched this. Okay, I'm making money. That's how simple it needs to be, right? And then one follow-up system, you know what I mean? Again, if your follow-ups aren't converting, if your follow-ups are not getting involved with you, listen, you're not going to go 100 for 100. It doesn't work that way in our space. But you should be getting people to join you if the conversations are good, right? If you've been investing time into that relationship, if you've been, not trying to be the deal in your business and using all the amazing third-party tools that you have, whether it's, chats or groups or, tag them here, show them this, have them hear this story, right? What I see a lot of times with follow-up systems is it's just that person gets that person, excited maybe, or shown the business. And then this person makes them the deal, makes them everything, and then turns that person off. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, that's not going to grow a business. That's not going to create any success. That's not going to create any duplication. So when you're following up, know this. You can just ask the question. Once you've shown them whatever, tagged them in whatever, hey, are you ready to get started? This is the pack that I would recommend you starting with, and here's why. This is what you're going to get, and our whole goal today is for you to do this so that you're on track to hit that first rank, right? And sometimes that works. Other times it's going to be like, oh, you're not ready to get started yet? No worries. I'm going to put you in a chat, or they might have already been in a chat, or I'm going to add so-and-so to this chat because I want you to hear their story. They've been working with me for a month right now. I want you to hear what this product has done for them. I want you to hear how they got their first couple customers and their first team builder, right? And then boom, let them hear that story. Or maybe it's, hey, I'm going to invite you to something tonight so you can look at it, so you can get, the questions answered on the comp plan. And then we can talk right after. Great, right? So again, when you're following up, you got to listen, and they're going to tell you what they need more of before they say yes to buying or joining. And you just got to listen. Most people they don't listen. They just they talk over them. They talk them in, talk them out, talk them in, talk them out, talk them in, talk them out. If you can relate with this, let me know in the chat, right? So just know that piece, right? Know that you've got to get out of the way. If you never get out of the way and remove yourself, how are they ever going to see anything else? How are they ever going to meet anybody else? How are they ever going to get more social proof about what you're doing and what you're building and what you're growing? They're not. So those are the things I got virtually watching Go Pro this past weekend, and I'll recap them with master these skills and you will dominate this year, which is starting real conversations, following up like a pro, closing without pressure, creating the customer experience, and being known for that one thing and drive it home. Number 2 is AI, using it to help build and scale. Why? Because that's our future, that's our world. And again, drop AI if you want our 50 AI prompts for free to get more views, comments, and conversations. We're putting that together. Should be done really shortly, and we'll get it out to you. It's a free download. It's a free guide for you. You'll have this guide in front of you every single day because it is going to be a money maker for you. And we're giving it to you for free. Third thing is customer acquisition, right? That's the new flex in our space. I want you bragging about your customer volume. I want you bragging about your customer retention. I want you to brag about your subscriptions. I want you to brag about your customer stories. I want you to brag about everything when it comes to your customers and the people that you're working with. Number 4, your leadership and your visibility this year and your vulnerability this year, right? Again, people don't follow the perfect leader, right? They follow people that are present. They follow people that are real. They follow people that are authentic. They follow people that are willing to share, their challenges and what's been really hurting them, and how they corrected and now how they're on this path winning again. Share your journey, not just your highlight reel, setbacks and lessons and what you learned, and give people hope, give them advice, give them solutions to what they're feeling right now. Be accessible. You're not flawless. Does that make sense? And then the fifth thing is duplication needs to be really, really, really simple. Have that one product entry point and then get them into your world so that they can experience everything else. One simple message, one DMO, one onboarding system, one follow-up system. And listen, if you ever need help with anything, I'm always here. I'm a DM away. I'm a message away. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you got some value out of this, tag some people, please. If you got some value out of this, share this to your groups, to the people that you're working with so that they can get inspired, that they can learn, and they can go have the best 2026 ever. And it is going to be a year to remember. And I'll leave you with this. Like, I've been doing this 30 years now. I believe 2026, which is what, less than 3 weeks from now or something like that, that'll be the biggest year in network marketing. I think network marketing is going to explode in 2026. And if you're in the game and if you're doing the things I talked about, I mean, I don't know. Could you make $5,000 a month? Depends on how hard you're going to work. Could you get to 10 grand a month? Depends on how hard you're going to work. Could you have a 6-figure story, 7-figure story? Obviously, it depends on how hard you're going to work and what you're going to do and what you're going to commit to. But there's going to be that year to come and get it. And I believe it'll be the biggest we've ever seen. So get ready. Be prepared. Be ready to rock and roll. Do not miss this. Do not miss this, because this is the year we're going to brag about network marketing like you've never heard us brag about network marketing. And it's going to be a sight to see. So I love you, Facebook family. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and we'll talk soon. Take care.